Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amy. Today I'm going to be doing the Harry Potter edition of the This or That tag. I was tagged by Olivia and Jennifer over at Read by Two. I will link their channel down below. They are also the original creators of this channel, so thank you so much for tagging me. The way this tag works is there's 5 different categories, all of Harry Potter related things and the wizarding world and whatnot, and I will have to tell you which of the 2 options I would pick and why. So if you're interested in knowing what are my favorite things about the Harry Potter world, go ahead and keep watching. Alrighty, category number 1 is classes, and number 1 is divination or herbology. I have to be honest, it's gotta be herbology because I like plants. I've gotten super into plants recently. I have a garden and I have some indoor plants, so I think I would definitely choose that just because green things make my heart happy, so gotta go with herbology. The second one is the history of magic or defense against the dark arts, and this one's actually really hard for me because I'm a total history nerd, but I think I'd have to choose defense against the dark arts just because it's probably a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Useful, maybe? Just because in the wizarding world, they seem to get into a lot of trouble, and knowing how to defend yourself against not great things sounds like a good skill to have. And then the third one is potions or transfiguration. This is a no-brainer for me. Transfiguration all the way. Potions sounds like chemistry, and that was my worst subject in school. I hated it. I've never worked so hard for a grade in my life and still only got a C. So I'll have to go with transfiguration, and also the idea of being able to like change into something potentially, or change into an animal and be an animagus, like that sounds pretty bomb. So yeah, definitely transfiguration. And then last in that category is care of magical creatures or flying, and that's another tricky one because it would be super cool to fly on a broom and have someone teach you, but I think I'd have to pick care of magical creatures because I am a little bit of a sucker when it comes to critters. So I want to know all about them and how to take care of them, because I could totally see myself in the wizarding world being some kind of like magical creature expert, or I just want to be friends with Newt Scamander. Either one. Definitely care of magical creatures. Category number 2 is professors, and the first 2 are Snape or McGonagall. For me, this is a super easy one, McGonagall. McGonagall is one of my favorite Harry Potter characters. I just think she's a total badass, to be honest. And I am one of those people, I'm not a Snape fan. I know he's a big deal and he's important to Harry, and for good reason, and I agree that Harry should think that Snape is the bravest man he's ever known, but he treated those kids like crap for a really long time. And I know he was trying to protect Harry and he was hurting, but they're children and he was an adult, and I don't necessarily respect him for the way he treated the kids, and I think that's why I'm not a Snape fan. But either way, McGonagall is awesome, and I think she would be a totally great professor to have. The second one is Trelawney or Lockhart. Trelawney for sure. I will take wacky and crazy and nutty over an egotistical jerk any day. I hated Lockhart. I mean, he just annoyed me, and he was incapable of doing anything correctly, so at least Trelawney knew what she was sort of talking about. Like, divination's kind of like weird and whatnot, and kind of the spiritual wacky mystic stuff, but I will deal with a wacky teacher over a egotistical one any day. The third one is Mad-Eye Moody or Lupin. Again, not a tricky one for me. Lupin for sure. I think Mad-Eye Moody's great, don't get me wrong, but Lupin's just awesome, and he was the best teacher that Harry had as far as defense against the dark arts went, and he cared about his students, and he came to bat for his students, and I mean, who wouldn't want that in a teacher who is there to teach because he loves the kids? I mean, that sounds like an awesome time to me. So for sure, Lupin. And the last one is Hagrid or Dumbledore. I feel like everybody is gonna pick Dumbledore just because he's Dumbledore. I mean, Dumbledore in a lot of cases is everybody's favorite character, but I would have to pick Hagrid. I think more than anything is he's the type of professor that you would have that was just so passionate about his subject that you could just see the joy and the happiness just like eke all over everything he was talking about. And I think he really cares about the kids, and he would just be such a fun person to learn from. So definitely Hagrid. Category number 3 is magical things, and the first one is pensive or time turner. I would have to go with pensive because I really like the idea of being able to experience someone else's memories, just in a sense that I think it gives perspective in a way that we can't otherwise have it, and I think you can learn a lot from it. And especially after the Cursed Child, I want nothing to do with time turners. And the second one is a blood quill or a howler. I think I'd take a howler, even though that would probably be more publicly embarrassing, but scars for the rest of your life from a pen that cuts into your skin just sounds mortifying. Like, the embarrassment of a howler will eventually go away. 3, the Marauder's Map or Invisibility Cloak. Invisibility Cloak for sure, because that can be used anywhere, not just at Hogwarts, anywhere. And you could just, like, if you just wanted to, like, peace out and go read in a corner and have nobody see you, you could totally do that. So yeah, Invisibility Cloak, hands down. And number 4, Floo powder or broomstick. Definitely a broomstick. I may not have taken flying classes, but I'll teach myself on my broomstick, because that just sounds better than Floo powder anyways, like getting splinched and whatnot. Splinched or spilched? Splinched? Splinched. I think it's splinched. Correct me if I'm wrong. And category number 4 is magical creatures. Number 1 is Buckbeak or Fox. I would probably take Buckbeak just because I think he was misunderstood and you could fly with him places, and that would be pretty neat. 2, Fluffy or Aragog. I'm not scared of spiders, but I would pick Fluffy because, let's face it, I'm a dog person. I have 3 dogs in my house already. So what's another 3 dog heads in another dog body? I mean, come on. Gotta love Fluffy. And then number 3 is Dementor or Infuri. That one's tough. I mean, probably Infuri, because I feel like pain would be better than nothingness. But I guess that's a really intense philosophical debate that we don't need to get into right now, but we'll go with Infuri. And 4 is Hedwig or Dobby. For sure, Hedwig. I mean, I love Dobby. Who doesn't love Dobby? And who didn't cry their eyes out when we all know what happened to Dobby happened to Dobby? But Hedwig would be great. She's gonna help you out, and, you know, she's gonna deliver your mail and hang out with you, and she was good to Harry, so why wouldn't she be good to me, right? And last but not least, category number 5 is places to visit. The Burrow or Godric's Hollow. For sure the Burrow. Molly Weasley is my all-time favorite Harry Potter character. I think she's a kick-ass lady, and she was so wonderful to Harry and Hermione for that matter, and she did anything and everything for her children, and she made something out of nothing, because obviously the Weasleys didn't have a lot of money, and she created this wonderful home in the Burrow. And I mean, of course I want to go to the Burrow because Molly Weasley's at the Burrow, and I mean, we could all play Quidditch and have a good time and eat some good food, and hell yeah, the Burrow. Number 2 is Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley. For sure Diagon Alley. I like to shop, and there's a bookstore at Diagon Alley, so yeah, Diagon Alley. 3, Flourish and Blots or Ollivanders. Oh, I don't know. I know I'm a book person, but Ollivanders would be so cool. But you can only have one wand at a time. And you can have lots of books. Let's go with Flourish and Blots. I mean, yeah. Flourish and Blots, because it's books, and my life would not be complete without books, especially wizarding books if I had access to them. And the last one is Gringotts Bank or Ministry of Magic. I don't know. I think Gringotts. I mean, just it would be cool to see the goblins and like go into the tunnel and see them use their weird little fingers to open up stuff, and you get to use your key and whatnot. So I think Gringotts, that would be neat. That's definitely what I would pick. So that concludes my Harry Potter edition of the This or That tag. Thank you again to Olivia and Jennifer for tagging me. I am going to tag Books and Looks. I will link their channel down below. And I also will tag Mary Claire Reads. I will link her channel down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it. And if you loved it, please subscribe. And we will see you next time. Happy reading. Okay, so I just finished filming and then I realized I forgot to ask you guys a question that I wanted to ask you. I want you guys to guess what Hogwarts house I'm in. I was thinking this would be kind of fun, that in the next few weeks I can do a Hogwarts house book recommendations based on my house, and I would love to see what you guys think that I am. So please leave your guesses down below, and also what house you are in. I think that would be a super fun conversation to have. I love learning about what people's houses are, and a little bit of a clue, although technically I guess it's not a clue because they say that they're completely separate, but I am a Pukwudgie from Ivomori. So there's a little bit of something, a little bit about me, but for sure leave your guesses down below and tell me where you're from. And yeah, in a few weeks we will have a book recommendations for my house. Okay guys, for real, I'm leaving now. Bye. Here's the intro. Say hi, Millie. Say Millie says hi. Okay.